is Memorial Day. I'm not doing a video about my project, even though this will officially be the first video on the channel about it. I wanted to talk about a group of guys that I served in the Army with. Some amazing people. I was in 10th Mountain Division and deployed in Afghanistan in 2006 with 310th General Support Aviation Battalion. On May 5th, 2006, we lost a helicopter. 10 people total lost their lives, 6 of whom were the flight crew that my unit misses dearly. I remember them as Colossal 31. Flight 349 was the nose number on their Chinook helicopter, and I was the chaplain's assistant at the time, so my job was to maintain the mental well-being and welfare of all of the soldiers assigned to our unit. Now, I wasn't the only one to do this. My chaplain and I were responsible for this, and I still think that Chaplain Brett Perkuchin did an amazing job given all of the circumstances at the time. The 6 gentlemen that were part of our unit, and I still miss them. Chief Warrant Officer 3, Eric Totten. Chief Warrant Officer 2, Christopher Donaldson. Staff Sergeant Christopher Howick. Sergeant Jeffrey Wiecamp. Sergeant John Griffith. And Sergeant Brian Brewster. We called Sergeant Brewster Punky, and even the junior enlisted very rarely called him Sergeant, but we all respected him as a sergeant. He was an amazing guy. Shortly, it was around the time that we left, we found out that Sergeant Brewster's wife was expecting, and with a group of guys that was that well loved, everyone in the battalion was happy about it. However, she lost the child after the events that we're talking about here. Chief Donaldson, Chief Totten, they were really good friends. I don't remember clearly now, but I believe that they were in flight school together and were friends at the time. Did miss a chance to cut up outside the cockpit, but even in a simulator, when they touched the controls, it was all business. Sergeant Griffith was fairly soft-spoken, but he was always very firm. He didn't give a hand when he thought it was needed, but if he thought everything was under control, he'd just kind of smile and walk by. Sergeant Wiecamp, he was a specialist at the time. He made a point to know the mechanics who touched the aircraft that he was on, and anytime that it went into the shed, into the hangar, he would walk through what had been done with the soldier who had done it, and then talk to the civilian that checked off on it, because we had to do that at the time. Staff Sergeant Howick, he was always encouraging the junior enlisted. I don't think I ever heard him use a firm voice. I'm not saying he didn't, but I don't think I remember it. And any time that he spoke, everyone listened to what he had to say. He was a quiet man, and when he opened his mouth, it was almost always very important, if not the most important thing at the time. The only time that I remember his very stoic demeanor slipping was the day that we found out that Sergeant Brewster's wife was expecting. And I think that he was happier for Sergeant Brewster than he was for himself for anything the entire time I remember him. So I'm dedicating my Memorial Day this year to these 6 men who didn't make it home. I miss them. I've missed them since the day that I had to pray over those boots. May God bless anyone who knew them, anyone who remembers these 6 men. And God bless the people who serve in their place now. Enjoy your Memorial Day.